and welcome to another Ecom Ops Podcast. Today I'm talking to Liz Stack, Senior Brand Manager at Yotpo and founder of the community Amazing Women in E-commerce. Great to have you here, Liz. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Norbert. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we are more than happy to have you. You lead two communities, user community with 1,700 customers and industry community with 4K women in e-commerce. So quite huge numbers here. You manage an accelerator program supporting 20 Black and Indigenous-owned brands annually. Wow. And you develop strategies and execute plans with a global team. So I'm really, really curious to learn more. Liz, tell us a bit about yourself and about the mission behind Yotpo.
Absolutely. So the way I made my way to this very interesting and fun and challenging role, after I graduated from college, I studied art, I studied political science. And so I was like, what to do with this degree? And so I worked in the fashion industry, actually, on the brand side for a while. And that was fantastic. And I decided I wanted to sort of dig further into the world of business. So then I went back to get my MBA and I worked for a couple of actually Yotpo customer brands on the skincare side and a couple of other roles before I decided to make the switch to technology. And I really haven't looked back. It's been incredible. I would say working at Yotpo, our mission is to help brands communicate and foster better relationships with their customers, and also to help marketers be the best marketers that they can be and really communicate the values of their brand most effectively to their customer. And I would say we embody those values as well inside of Yotpo. Like, we're all so committed to helping each other be better people, better employees. Everyone is so smart, so quick. And so I've really enjoyed over the past 3.5 years watching the company develop and to have this opportunity to work on our brand and sort of show who we are as people and as professionals to the world in a new way it's been so fun. It's such a great time to be at Yotpo.
Cool. Thank you so much for that intro. What inspired you to create the Amazing Woman in E-commerce community, and how has it grown since the beginning?
So no, I don't want to do any fake news. It is not I'm not the founder, I'm not the creator, but I am a very committed steward of this community, which was actually created back in 2018. It's actually a fun story. So we've traditionally on the Yotpo marketing team done hackathons and had really amazing ideation sessions. And so Talia Shuni, who still works at Yotpo, was the person who came up with this idea back in an ideation competition. And the understanding from all of us was that women are, and I think we're at that time even more so, an underrepresented group in e-commerce. And so we wanted to bring strong female voices to the forefront, and then also to celebrate and support the next generation of women in business, which is why we have the give back component of the women in e-commerce community. So every year we open up nominations for amazing women in our industry. And then for every nomination, we give $5 back to Girls Inc., which is a charity that celebrates and supports young women as they make their way into their career, and specifically allows women to learn a lot about STEM and technology and all of the areas that we want women to be very present in. And so to date, we've donated over $160,000 to that charity, which is something we're super proud of and Girls Inc. is super grateful for. So we really cherish that relationship. And I'm excited to keep the program alive. It's been wonderful to work on it for the past few years. And the way these women show up in our community, whether they're someone we've honored over the past, quick math, 7-8 years, or they're just women who have come by the community at an event where I've said, hey, maybe you want to join us on Slack. It's incredible because we have a lean team. And so watching these women basically run the community themselves is not only really a relief to me in a professional sense, but it's incredibly inspiring.
Oh, I can believe that. And I need to agree. I mean, we have two less women in business at all that lead businesses or run companies. And I know from our company, we always try to have it split 50-50 in the team. That's nice. And we like it. I think it's important that this happens or this move happens because there are so great ideas out there that need a platform to be visible. This is what I really would like to see, and I know that my community is also always waiting for that, success stories. So do you have any success story in mind from Yotpo's accelerator program or from brands that you support?
Sure. It's actually quite hard for me to point to like one success story because I actually think the whole point of my career journey and where I am today is that the community aspect of all the programs we run are the most important and what leads to success. So one fun example of something that happened in our accelerator program, Yotpo RX, is while the brand Moonshot Snacks was in the program, they were acquired by Patagonia Provisions. And another fun one, we had just admitted the supplements brand Pecan Valley to our accelerator because they were trying to work on e-commerce and they were really like firing on all cylinders, still a small business at this point. And while they were onboarding to the program, they got a huge deal with Whole Foods. And so they were like, hey, we're going to shut down our e-commerce operation. And we were like, okay, we're sad to see you go, but we're so happy for your success. So a lot of the successes that I can point to are not like a result of what we're doing, but it's been so inspiring to watch these brands come together in a community and be able to support each other through to the next big deal or the next big break that they might get. And so, watching these founders connect specifically as part of the Yotpo RX program has been the biggest success of all. To watch them feel supported is something that they need. A lot of them have full-time day jobs and they work on their e-commerce businesses at night. So watching them feel, supported by their peers is something that is one of the biggest successes I've seen.
Awesome. And what should I have or bring when I would like to come to Yotpo? What would I expect as a new customer of yours?
Sure. I mean, what you can expect from the beginning is an incredible level of service. Like I, in my role, have had a unique exposure to all parts of our business. And so I know how the sellers conduct themselves and how they usher people in. And then I know when you're handed over to our customer success team, the incredible service does not stop there. And in general, any person you interact with is going to be like smart, helpful, and committed. I think what's been really interesting to watch is how when brands do come to Yotpo and maybe they start to use one product or two products, then our team is able to communicate the value of using, let's say, 3 or maybe all 5 of our products. And so to watch businesses make that switch and be able to see all of the data that's coming in from loyalty and reviews and SMS and watch all of that data speak to each other has been really incredible because that's really what we're trying to do here. We're trying to make life easier for the marketer who's doing a million things and they're just trying to segment their list to send out the Memorial Day campaign. And we don't want them to have to look in multiple different places. We don't want them to be working on like an impossible problem. We just want to make things more straightforward for the people sitting in those chairs.
Awesome. Well, there are for sure a lot of key metrics that you need to track to measure the success of your marketing campaigns. What are such key metrics that a marketer should look at?
Sure. I mean, for us, it's a little nuanced, I guess I would say, on the B2B side of things. With now our initiative of trying to really develop our brand and make sure that people are exposed to our brand, the way that we look at our top of funnel campaigns is really different than the way that we, of course, look at our campaigns that are more down the funnel. So we're looking at, of course, as anyone is, like our MQLs, our form fills. We want to grow our lists. And then for the top of funnel, things that I look at, like for the newsletter that I launched back in March, is typing. I'm looking a lot at the open rate to make sure week over week it's staying steady. Is the click-through rate staying steady? Can we grow it? And in terms of the gallery that goes along with that newsletter, I'm like, where are people clicking? How are they engaging with the page? So top of funnel, I'm really trying to get inside of the head and sometimes also the heart of the audience to make sure that they're going to keep coming back week over week, because it's great. I can grow my list to 2,000 subscribers, but if they start to unsubscribe, like I have to be paying incredibly close attention to that.
And how do you understand what you need to tell them that they do not unsubscribe? I've seen strategies, quite some strategies where you got a lot of subscribers in a very short time period, but of course they hopped off. The frequency was too heavy. The content was not well enough. How do you ensure that all these factors are considered, and what do you tell those people?
An excellent question, and I'd love to respond from a couple of different angles. The first angle is at the inception of the campaign, something that we do, our product marketing team is flushed with incredibly smart women, and they do a lot of research for us, talk to our ideal customer, and try to really deeply, deeply understand what are their pains. So from the beginning, any project that we do, any campaign we come up with is based on those pains and a value that we can deliver to alleviate that pain, or, just the best response that we might have to what we understand from a lot of qualitative data that our team has collected. And then I would say, once we've made the campaign, holding close the value that we want to provide, and specifically with Is Typing, which is a campaign that I think about a lot these days, I'm holding very close the idea that, kind of, you alluded to this with something that happens frequently or something that might get content heavy. I'm always thinking, how can I make this as easy to digest as possible? Because none of us have the attention span that we may have once had in the past. There are just too many messages coming at us. So that's something I always keep top of mind. And then I think the last thing to say about it is, like, great, we know why we made it. We hold, the essence of it close as we continue to make it. But then to stay connected with the community in any of the programs that I manage, I still make a huge effort to just call someone who subscribed to the newsletter or call someone who's in the Amazing Women in E-commerce community and ask them, how's your experience? What do you need? What would make this better for you? And just like staying close to the people who you're trying to serve. It sounds so simple, but I think a lot of people become overwhelmed and they're like, I don't have time to do that. And it's like, it takes 15 minutes. So yeah, I just try to stay connected.
I think that is even very important. And I need to agree that a lot of people do not even know the audience really well that they are sending newsletters to or messages to. It's just a mass information going out. And there are some tactics to win those people by offering discounts or special product offers with the newsletter. And this is the only thing that they expect at that moment. And they do not care about the content you're sending else. So it's, I think, a very, very good recommendation to really talk to some of the subscribers and understand what is their main request for what you're sending them. So very good idea. And when we're talking about sending information or sending newsletters or keeping them engaged, let's talk a bit about digital marketing tactics. Is there anything that you would say is currently a very innovative digital marketing tactic that you have implemented recently and that has shown significant results?
Yes. I think people in general are sleeping on organic social as a medium and the power of that channel. And so something that we've done at Yotpo is we're really trying to inspire and activate our employees as a channel for us to get our campaigns out into the world and to show people who we are as a business and as a brand. And it's proven very effective. I actually heard from someone on our customer success team. She did an interview last week, and the person said, I wanted to take this interview because I watch all of you encouraging each other in such a real way on LinkedIn, and it made me want to work for this company. And that's sort of like actually just a nice positive externality from what we were trying to do, which was get more eyes on our campaigns. But I think, or the potential of organic social, we're really starting to see how huge that is.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. When it comes to marketing campaigns and to marketing, we always have the topic of integration and automation in marketing. What tools do you use, or how important do you see the role of automation and integration?
Sure. So me personally, I'm like, it's a little silly, but I just rely on HubSpot. Like we started using HubSpot pretty recently actually at Yotpo, and it's been such a game changer. Like I call our marketing operations team and I'm like, thank you. This is amazing. But for us as a business, we have an incredible head of our product partnerships. Her name's Emma Freed. She does all of the relationships with our partners. So she manages a ton of integrations. We've had some great ones recently. Triple Whale is one that stands out in my mind. That's been huge for our customers. Having access to more data, being able to do more with the data that they have. It's just been a game changer. So it's something that's incredibly important to our business, and it's really well done by Emma.
Cool. And there's one topic that, I mean, it's an old topic already, but it's again coming more and more into minds of people. UGC. What role does user-generated content play in brand credibility and customer management and brand success? What role does this have?
Totally. I actually listened to the conversation that you had with Sean from Audit, just to listening to some episodes to prepare, and I loved what he said, and I fully agree with it. Like, I think there was an era where UGC got muddied up by influencer content, and that's like not something that I want to see. I think, like, as a consumer, I always want to see, like, I used to be a Newly user, fashion subscription, and one of the best things ever was looking through the UGC. I'm like, do I want to rent this dress? Let me see how it looks on 10 different women, and then I can make a really informed decision. And coming from the world of fashion, like on the brand side of things, that's something that didn't really exist when I worked in the fashion world. And it's such a game changer. Like, I think a lot of what we're trying to do at Yotpo is make sure that the brand is able to communicate the value of their product and show with accuracy what they're selling, because you would so much rather avoid an interaction where a customer is not aware of what they're going to receive. It's a horrible foot to start out your relationship with that customer on. So UGC, yeah, like you said, it's been around for a while, but it should remain top of mind for brands, because it's a need. It's no longer a nice to have. It's fully a need.
It's a need. Yeah, I need to agree. And the thing with UGC is there are many platforms where you can just hire people to do a UGC for you. How do you feel about that? I mean, a real UGC is a real person, real customer putting in value. But of course, it's hard to win those customers doing that for you. What benefits do you give those customers, or what should you recommend to customers or to companies to win real customers UGCs? Or do you even recommend to run on platforms and hire some?
I would say that I don't recommend to run on platforms for UGC. Like, I am an organic girly through and through. And I think in terms of how you get customers to want to organically give you UGC, I do think it comes down to your branding and the way that you communicate with them from the get-go. If you're finding the right eyes that are going to purchase from you for the first time, you have to make sure that from the jump, we are communicating with them in a way where they know who you are and they enjoy, like they want to open your emails or they want to subscribe to your text messages because you're adding something maybe fun to their day that they appreciate. And so I think then you start to build a really authentic relationship with them and you find your evangelists that are going to keep coming back for more. Like Glossier, I would say, is the best example of this. And it's a two-way street, right? So this has been big in the news lately, but Glossier changed a formulation of one of their products, the Balm.com. Their users struck back with a vengeance and they were like, you changed this. Why did you change this? So they changed it back and then they poked fun at themselves on social. Like it was such an incredible story of the power of the two-way street of UGC. And then that's how you build that authentic customer community that will tell you the truth. When you F up their lip balm, they're going to let you know. And then they're going to come back when you fix it and buy more.
That's really interesting. Yeah, I need to agree. And I like that. I like that so much because you see so many shit out there going on with this UGC topic, where you just, I mean, whenever you are on Facebook or Instagram and you see another ad coming in with a fake real person, you see it already. It's another course, it's another training. It's actually, I don't know how many train the trainer courses there are out there to become another trainer that puts again other fake UGCs out there with helicopters in the background. I like the concept. I know it's very difficult to win real people giving you that.
Yeah,
it's a very hard topic, but I think also if you're open, if you maybe really take the phone, call someone, there is an opportunity that really gives you valuable, good content that you can work with. SMS marketing is also something on the topic. I mean, SMS. I have WhatsApp. You know, I know that I have SMS as well. But WhatsApp is the new SMS. Or how do you see SMS marketing?
So we have a phrase that we say all the time, which is like the right message at the right time to the right person. Your SMS channel is not for everyone. Like my mother does not want her favorite brands texting her. And sometimes I don't want mine texting me because they're not segmenting correctly and they're sending me an alert that this product is on sale and I bought it yesterday. So I think SMS is an incredibly powerful channel, but you need the right tool to help you. And of course, my opinion is that the right tool is Yotpo. But I think in general, like the number one, I actually have two recommendations. Number one is you must segment and understand who is the person that you're texting. And number two is the content that you put in your emails should not be the same content that goes in your SMS. Like it really grates on me because I'm hyper aware of the experience between these two channels, but it grates on me if I receive an email about something and then I also receive a text. I'm like, you had my ear, but now you've given me the same message in two places. And I think SMS, you have such a unique opportunity to talk to your customer in a much more familiar way. I don't think a lot of brands are thinking about it that way. Like I'm getting a text from my dog walker and then I'm getting a text from my husband and then there you are. So it's very valuable real estate. And I think you can use it if you have a playful brand personality. It's such a massive opportunity to show who you are as a brand.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, SMS aligns to me in the same direction as WhatsApp messaging, which is upcoming with the API. So it's the same story. The benefit of WhatsApp, in my opinion, is then that you can or should also send images and this kind of things. But it's the same story, and I need to agree that the content needs to be completely different and written in another way to make sense. And of course, what nobody wants is to get a message a day or a message a week. It really needs to be very selective. When you send something, it needs to have value. Otherwise, you will have an opt-out. And
Norbert, I just wanted to add one more thing that you made me think of with the frequency. Like, I think one of the most massive opportunities is if you're a brand whose vertical lends itself to subscription, then I think the opportunities you have to communicate via SMS are truly limitless. Like being able to communicate about your subscription via SMS or via WhatsApp is so convenient. And that's another pain point I've had as a consumer is if it's not convenient to manage my subscription, then I'm probably going to cancel it. So I think those tools working together as well is something that if the brand cracks it, amazing.
Perfect. Wow, it's already 25 minutes. This is a long show and I have still questions. That's really cool. I love that. But let's go through that. That's also something that all really love. What advice would you give to e-commerce brands looking to expand their direct-to-consumer sales?
Totally. So to be honest with you, it kind of has to do with what I was just saying, which is like to think about the channels that you have and like everyone wants to do everything now. They want to have every product and every technology. But I think if you really take a step back and like set yourself up a visual representation of your customer journey, start to understand all of the journeys that can branch off of, your first, your second, your third purchase, and really think about the experience of the person buying those products, and then make sure that your technology enables you to give those people the experience that you want to give them. So if, for example, I haven't purchased in 6 months, will you be able to find me and know that I haven't purchased in 6 months? And then what message do you want to deliver to me? I think that's really the key, is making sure that your systems can work together to give your customer an experience that's actually going to make them want to come back again.
Yeah. That's good. It's a good one. And can you share maybe some common mistakes in that e-commerce brands make when they're trying to build a loyalty customer base? What are they doing wrong, typically?
I would honestly say, I'm going to ring my segmentation bell again. I think giving people the wrong message, sending them an email that like makes them question, or a text message that makes them question, like, do they know me? Like, should I be receiving this email? I think that's like the number one most common mistake. Number two is like, for loyalty specifically, I've had this experience where a brand will send me a reminder that I have some points that are about to expire. And I've had two experiences. One is the points are real and I have trouble redeeming them. They won't come off of when I put something in my cart. So I churned, goodbye, I'm not your customer anymore. Number two is that the points reminder was just a tactic and a subject line to get me to open the email. And then I'm like, that's fake. So don't do clickbait. Like, I want you to treat me as a real human and send me my real loyalty points balance. So yeah, I think it's like, it's kind of basic, but it's really hard with all of the things that you have to manage as a customer experience or as like a marketer for a brand. It's really hard. You have so many things on your plate. So I think prioritization, ruthless prioritization can really help if in the short term you want to work on your retention and loyalty.
You mentioned loyalty points, and this is a very interesting topic anyway to go after. I think it will cover an entire show discussing the idea, the concept, and the strategy of loyalty points. What do you think in general about loyalty points and how to treat them? I mean, what I have as an experience is, meanwhile, everyone, even in the local businesses, is having some kind of customer cards and loyalty points. For me personally, it just makes sense if there is a real worth behind those points and not just thousands of points to get something very small and tiny. How do you see that?
So first of all, you should do a whole show on this, and you can call our product marketer, Michal Ashkenazi. She will have much more and much smarter things to say than I do. But I'll actually speak more from the consumer perspective. I think, like, as you said, you need to know that your points are going to add up to something that's worth it. So any brand that will write to me and say, Liz, you have 150 points, and that is worth $15 off of your purchase, like, the clear messaging is really, for me, what's going to do it and what's going to keep me coming back. And then I think in terms of an experience of redemption, we now, with our loyalty product, you can go in and you can check out in like Shop, the Shopify app, and you can apply your points right there. And it's extremely easy and convenient. Something like that, it's like critical, in my opinion, to just be able to natively in the checkout of your brand's website, or if they're using Shop, like right in the Shop app, it needs to be easy. And then you need to keep people up to date on if they have points. And if my points are expiring, I did it the other day. My points were expiring and I was like, I must redeem my $10 off. So yeah, sense of urgency, making sure your product works. And then like you said, make sure that the discount is like something a little significant. $10, $15 will get the job done.
There is one thing I think that you just need to keep in mind. If it is worthful for someone else, it needs to hurt you at least a bit.
Yeah, that's true. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. It needs to hurt you a bit, and then it's good enough for someone else. Very cool. Thanks so much for your time. Last question. Who has taught you the most about e-commerce in your career?
With the way that we've been evolving our brand, I've had the unique opportunity to sit in some rooms with Tomer Tagrin, our CEO, Shiri Schreiber, who's like our VP of brand and a creative genius, Naama Brumer, who heads up our demand generation across the world, and then Eli Weiss, who joined our team. It feels like years that he's been on the team, but he joined our team only like maybe 5-6 months ago. And Eli brings like a wealth of knowledge, the brand perspective. So sitting in a room with those people, it's taught me how to like open my mind creatively, how to see the whole funnel and understand how we can serve people at every stage of their journey of understanding who Yotpo is and what we bring to the table. But yeah, I think the fact that those people have sort of broken me open in a creative sense and allowed me to let my mind go and to run with a campaign that somebody else might have said is like a little cuckoo. It's been such an incredible opportunity. I said this at the top of the call, but it's an incredible time to work at Yotpo, and I feel really, really lucky to be on board.
Awesome. Thanks so much for your time, Liz. It was really a pleasure talking to you. And guys, if you liked it, on YouTube, you ring the bell, you subscribe, you hit the review button, and you come back for the next show. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Norbert. It was fun. Bye-bye.
Bye. And that's it for this episode of the Ecom Ops Podcast. If you enjoyed listening and would like us find and interview more e-commerce operations experts, please search for Ecom Ops Podcast in your favorite podcast listening app and then subscribe, rate, and review. Until next time.